Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Windy City Savage. This is your Raw review and more. I am Windy City Savage himself. My co-host is here.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Freshly Squeezed SG3. How y'all doing tonight, man?
Man.
Fun night, bro. For Raw, fun night, dude.
Fun night as we
Especially for this upcoming Saturday for
Saturday night main event.
Yeah,
Yep.
man, it's a lot of fun.
Well, we open up the show with Logan Paul opening up, coming in, cutting a promo on Jey Uso. We do have a match going on between Jey versus Logan for the World Heavyweight title. Logan cuts a promo, and while he's cutting the promo, we do have a unexpected guest, and that is Gunther.
Dang.
Comes out and basically acknowledges him at first, gives him credit, tells him, hey, I respect you. Not many people could be like you. Some of these fans are probably jealous of you, that they can't be successful and creative as you are with social media. And as it looks like he was hyping him up, as he said, if you win that title, just remember, I'm going to come after you regardless. If you take away my moment to beat Jey like I want to, I'm going to take away your moment just as quick. So he brings back Logan back into reality real quick. And Logan does look a little bit stressed.
It does.
Yeah.
She does, man.
I thought this was a great segment. And then as the segment ends, while Gunther's just, coming out of the ring, out of nowhere, we get Jey Uso comes out and super kicks him. Bam, clean in the face. Revenge for the 3 punches that Logan's been sneaking up on him, and catches him finally with one to the face. What do you think so far?
I like the quote at the end. I'll see you Saturday, and I'll see you in Phoenix.
In Phoenix.
Gunther, I'll see you in Phoenix. So in other words, like you know what's coming.
Well, foreshadowing, I guess, right away.
Definitely.
Which is kind of, it is nice to see, but it's also like, so that means you already know that Jay's gonna win. Which is like, let's just focus on the match itself, I guess. Not the favorite of like foreshadowing that ahead, but of course you're not gonna have Jey Uso lose against Logan Paul. I do think, honestly, my personal opinion, I think Logan Paul is gonna win the World Heavyweight title. I don't think he's gonna win the WWE.
Yeah, but he will.
He will eventually. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And I get that you're foreshadowing out there. I just think just keep it. You have a main event to sell it, and then sell the other one right after.
Yeah.
But I do like it. I do like Gunther coming out and playing that. Basically I want to say he's a heel. Exactly. He's more like
anti-hero.
Yeah, he's more of an anti-hero between. Now he's like between everywhere. Like he's not really playing the heel. He's not playing the face. He's just being himself, I guess.
Pretty much.
And then right after, we did get some news that someone new got signed to WWE Raw. You know who that is?
Yes, sir, I do. It's Roxanne Perez from NXT.
Yep, she is now an official member of the Raw brand. She signed earlier before the show, and welcome, Roxanne.
Welcome to Raw.
Yep. Segment hits. We do get a confrontation between Jey and Paul Heyman on. So basically, Paul's like, everybody calls me a snake and all this, but I'm going to let you know, Jey, right in your face, what's going to happen to you when you face Braun Breaker tonight.
Yeah.
And he did let him know he's going to get his ass kicked. He's going to get his.
But he did say, he's not coming for the title. He's not going to win tonight. That's something else.
Yep, he's coming after Jey himself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so we already know the intentions is not to win the title, is to break Jey's back.
Literally.
And yep, we get that segment rolling. And
actually, there was something that I liked. I don't know if it was during that segment or a little bit later. Probably going to talk about it. I'm not sure. But the Seth Rollins and Logan Paul.
That's a little bit later into the show. I'll get to that. As far as we got right away, we were promised last week a tag team match with Penta and AJ Styles versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough with Carlitos in ringside. But where Carlitos in ringside, there's no Dom being found in sight. Kind of tells you, it's like, hey, man, They're doing all your dirty work, and yet you don't want to be out there at all. Now that you got the champ, the champion, the Intercontinental champion.
Yep.
So this match was kind of nice, little back and forth
That's
style.
a tag team match. Definitely.
Yeah, it was all right. Nothing special. Obviously we did have the interference of the ground Americano.
Grande Americano with the headbutt to the back of the head of Penta.
Well, they say he actually had a metal plate in his mask. So
he had no metal plate. Come on, man. That's all straight, noggin.
I don't know, man. That thing was bigger than usual. But yeah, let's just say he knocked out Penta with the metal plate and KO'd him. And that right there got Judgment Day to pick up the victory and score one, which I think they did need it.
I think so. They needed it, and it definitely does. It doesn't derail Penta because you're not burying him. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a clean win. It still was like you're still protecting Penta. You're still protecting AJ Styles too as well. So it's okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I wonder where they're going to go next with all these men in line because obviously he's still got unfinished business.
Well, you know what's going to happen eventually. Grande Americano's going to have to face again against Penta probably June 7th.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's where they're going to head to. It's nice to see where they're going to head to next week on Raw with this, as well as AJ Styles as he keep beefing with Judgment Day. Obviously, we already know he's going to go after the title, the Intercontinental title. So their plan is to take out AJ before then. But yet Dom is still nowhere to be found, which is kind of worrisome what's going to happen in the group pretty soon. So little bit of conflict there. As well as nice to see Grande Americano,
Grande Americano being such a contributor to the Luchadors.
Yep. Showing his appreciation to Penta, definitely, by giving him a headbutt out of nowhere. But then afterwards, we did get a triple threat qualifier match between Io Sky, Becky Lynch, and Natalya for the qualifier for the Money in the Bank.
I think it was Roxanne Perez, bro.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Roxanne Perez. My bad. Yep. Nice little back and forth match here. It looked like Becky was going to win until we did finally get the return of
Lyra Mercurio.
Yep. And cost Becky the match.
Yeah.
Yep. Got her ass kicked while Roxanne Perez snuck out and picked up a win. Yeah. And honestly, dude, I think that's the right move. I think you got to give Roxanne Perez that push right now.
Yeah, because she's been a popular person for 6 months.
Yeah.
You got to build it up.
In the NXT branch, she's been up there, and while the iron's hot, just strike now. Don't
wait.
Yeah, because we already seen a bunch of women get called and nothing happens with them. There's some that they strike, and then there's some that's just like, why?
I mean, if you think about it, this is something I thought about. There's been a lot of women that got called up, and it's like you said, they don't strike the iron when it's hot. Like, for example, notice Chad up with Tony the Kid. She deserves a redemption fight against Becky. Like Akira says, she does. All right. Agree. There's that. I've noticed that there's women like the 4 horsewomen, when they came up, they got that push really quickly. They got pushed into the spotlight. They got moved forward. How many times have we not see Charlotte and Sasha go back and forth for the titles? Now, all of a sudden, we haven't seen that in a long time. They had to get pushed up, and then right away when they do, they get shoved right into the mid-card or just made into some crappy faction and then gone forward.
Mm-hmm.
So they've forgotten the shuffle because it's like we got to focus on our 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
So I feel that with what they just did right now with Roxanne, it's like a breath of fresh air for a lot of people.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now, keyword. Is strike while the iron's hot.
And you're having her go over one of the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah. Well, really, it was Lyra that helped go over.
That's not the point of the conversation.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, man, is she one of your favorites of winning the Money in the Bank?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, the fact that she's there, the fact that you're technically a rookie, you signed, now you're here.
I'm gonna put my money, since she's right away in this segment, the first qualifier. I'm gonna put all my money in and say she doesn't win.
You think so?
Yep. Strike while the iron's hot. She is popular. WWE does have a lot of stock build up to her. I think so. And doesn't mean she has to cash it in right away. She could wait.
Like Tiffany did?
Yep. I think she's the best fit for it. She really is. She has everything going for her. And like you said, strike while the iron's hot. It's the best way to keep it momentum going and going. As well as the next segment where we're going to get into, and that is, we already know, Seth and Logan have a confrontation between both of these guys. The little segment you were trying to get into earlier.
Yeah, I went just a little bit too ahead.
It was kind of nice to see them, like, talk and interact, and says the enemy of your enemies,
My friend.
Yep. That is basically their conversation where, Seth's like, hey, you know what? We're going to help you out, man. But if somehow you do BJ, and because of us, we're going to have to run it back WrestleMania style,
Yep.
But this time for the World Heavyweight title on the line. And he's like, you could tell Logan was thinking about it, like, yeah, okay.
Do you see him joining? Becoming a Paul Heyman guy?
Honestly, best fit. If Logan does have to join a stable, it is the best fit for him. If he's gonna join, does he have to? No, that guy has natural charisma. The guy could cut a promo. The guy could wrestle. The people may hate him. People say he's definitely not a wrestler, and obviously he does train.
I'll be honest. So it's like, so I've had actually a conversation with one of my coworkers when I work, when I'm at work, and he's like, "What do you think about the celebrity people that are there?" I was like, Bad Bunny set a bar, low, and elevated that bar to a higher length. If you're a celebrity, you're a YouTuber, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're coming into this platform and you want to get into this ring, it's a different mentality you have to have. It's a different, just completely aura and atmosphere that you have to set and be. And you're not doing this for your at-home fans. You're not doing it for a content. You're not doing it for a platform. This is a whole world that's created for these people.
Right.
So you have to have like that kind of mentality to actually perform and go to that higher level. Because, dude, I'll be honest, dude, Logan Paul has, honestly, since he started, hasn't failed at a match. I mean, and now what I'm saying here is he hasn't lost. I'm not saying that either. But what I'm saying is, like, every single one of the matches have been memorable. Like, they've had a lot of good spots.
Except for the AJ and Logan one was kind of lackluster.
I think it was just because he was still too new.
Logan?
Yeah, wasn't that like a second or third match?
No, that was Mania.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of just lackluster. It just didn't live up to the hype. We all thought that was going to be like the show stealer.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, but it was kind of lackluster. I think, honestly, that was the most lackluster match of Logan Paul's career so far. I mean,
if you think about it, he won 3 years now? 4 years?
I mean, Seth versus Logan was a lot
better.
That
was so awesome.
Yeah, so that's what it was kind of.
Hell, Logan versus Roman was awesome.
And for some reason those two just didn't click, and it's probably
of where AJ is at in his career.
I think it's all, and it's just WWE doesn't let AJ really go fully.
Well, I think it's because they're worried, like, dude, you're not a spring chicken anymore.
Yeah.
And we already lost you. How long? Because of an injury. To two of them, back to back.
Yeah.
And you came back fairly quickly from your last one. So take a chill pill. Once your body's at like at least 90, 100%, then you can go full on AJ. But right now, though, do what the American Dragon Daniel Bryan did, which was wrestle to a different moveset. It imitates yours and it mimics yours, but you're not full on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Do I see them joining? I don't know. I don't think so right away. I don't think it might not happen at all. I just don't see it. But I mean, think about it. Does Logan really need it?
Not really.
And then
not really.
And then Logan has to be there more full time.
Well, who knows if he's trying to be more full time now?
Maybe, but he still has a lot of commitments outside. Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think it's a good tease, but no, I don't see it happening personally. He does fit well, though. I'll give him that. He'll fit well through that. I mean, especially how cocky he is with how cocky Seth is. Kind of a good, back-to-back type of thing, since Braun is like the muscle guy there. You know? It's a little nice, moment there between the two fellas. Has Logan thinking, so it's kind of nice. And then from there,
actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
So there's a meme page I follow on Facebook.
Okay.
somebody put WWE's the Paul Heyman guys
Mm-hmm.
as a knock or a shot at AEW, the Don Callis family. Agree or disagree?
I mean, it's a meme page, bro.
Okay.
It's not something to take serious. I can't answer
mean,
that.
Sometimes some meme pages put some stuff out there that actually just makes you think.
Hey, man, I mean, it's not the first time one company copies another, vice versa. I don't know, man. But then again, you could say that about many things out there, you know. It's been happening years before that, so can't really say, man. I'm like I said, it's a meme page. My personal opinion. What do you think?
I could see it probably like a little bit of a shot.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a y'all. Don Callis doesn't really have what Paul Heyman has
Mhm.
on the mic, so our stable's better.
Yeah.
You guys are still just trying to figure out who you are, even though you guys have been there for such a long time, because you guys keep recycling people like a revolving door business.
Mm-hmm.
This though is set, and you'll see how you're supposed to do it. I can see that being a shot, but as you said, it's a meme. So I can also see where it's like, don't take it serious. Let them just be them. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. As far as the next match goes, though, we did have a match between Sheamus versus Grayson Waller with his buddy at ringside.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, which it's like we already know this is this whole back and forth thing. I'll get you a match, you get me a match. I watch you get your ass kicked. I'll watch you get your ass kicked.
It's funny.
It's funny. They just, Sheamus picks up a win. At some point, we saw Grayson Waller try to leave the match, and Theory's like, "Nah, we don't quit. Come on, man, get your ass back in the ring." And that's where Sheamus picks him up, grabs him on the ropes, and we already know what happens. Bam, bam,
10 clubs.
bam, gets him out. Bro kicks him, and there you go. And then yet another week where these two guys can't just not get on the same page.
The thing that cracks me up though is that his is getting picked up. Austin Theory's turning around, trying not to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I already know there's some hospitality there, but yet they're still friendly to each other. How long do you think this is going to last for until they finally break? Because I don't see this lasting too long.
I was going to say probably Saturday main event or even the week after. Or June 7th, because literally it's 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
They
so
can
I can see it
finally
maybe
break then.
Why not, dude? You know what? If I was WWE, put them in and let them both go for the contract. They don't win, but there's a starter for your rivalry.
Well, yeah, they both go and they both start fighting the shit out of each other and they take it serious.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh, you screwed me. No, you screwed me out of my contract. My moment. Yeah, I can see that. That would be nice to see. I don't know, man. As well as Sheamus, though, what do you see with him eventually?
He's about to do a retirement tour.
You think so?
Yeah, he's at the age. He's like in his 40s.
Yeah, but he's in good shape, man.
He may be in good shape, but at the end of the day, it's like you've been gone for like a couple months, and then you just go to the back to do the workout videos with everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, if it ain't broken, I don't see him retiring early yet.
No, I'm not saying like when I'm saying soon. I don't mean within the next 6 months. Could be within the next 2 years.
I still think he's too young, man. He's still in good shape, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't see this guy. I don't see him like a Braun Strowman where he was missing speed and beat for a big guy. Yeah, he's just, I don't know.
But he's also not 300 pounds or 400 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. I think he still could go pretty long. Like I think he still has at least another 5 years minimum.
You think so?
Oh yeah, dude. He just does not look like he's missed a beat. And we know this. He could still put bangers of a matches out there with some of the top guys, and that's what kind of makes you sad. Like, when is this guy going to get his title win, his Intercontinental Champion,
Or US title even?
Yeah, the ones where he could complete his Grand Slam finally.
Yeah, the last two. Well, actually, wait, wasn't he already Intercontinental?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't think
I'll figure that out. You keep going.
I know he's missing one of those titles. But yeah, so put it this way. I don't know what's going to happen with Sheamus, but it'll be interesting to see. But this segment's mostly with you, bro, since you're into the NBA. So Cole the McAfee interviews your buddy over here. Want to take over this segment?
So he interviewed Tyler Hilburton. or Hilberry. I'm sorry if I'm completely butchering your name, dude. That's my bad. 100%. That's my bad. But basically, he's going to be a downloadable character in December for WWE 2K25.
Yep. DLC content.
Yeah, because it's going to be part of like the Ballers and Donks something.
I guess he even has his voice in the game too.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah. Which
I think that's why they did the promotion that they did last week, even though like a lot of people are saying that WWE wrote the script for the Eastern Conference Championships, in the NBA.
Could be. Who knows, man? Everything. Well, don't get your what's it called, tinfoil hats out there.
Literally.
Yeah, they did this little interview. I mean, it was just really just to sell merch.
Intercontinental Championship. Sorry, I'm gonna go back. Intercontinental. He has not won Intercontinental.
Yeah, so this is more of a segment just to sell merch, really. It is kind of nice that they have these guys interact, and now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals and stuff. So it's kind of like a little nice, like we told you so. This is the reason why we had these guys in the segment.
Triple H actually responded to one because someone actually like put a tweet of him taking a picture with Hilberton and with Hughes, and it was like, I think again, my bad. I'm so sorry, I haven't been paying attention really. But it was like, hey man, WWE wrote the script, and Triple H is like, we predicted it. That's all it was. It wasn't a script. It was he just predicted it.
Yeah, it's just right time, right moment.
Yeah.
And, eventually another couple of months happened, and here we are. But we also had another segment tonight with Seth Rollins once again. It's like these guys are just all over backstage lately.
Which is great, though, if you think about it, because they're recruiting for that third member.
Could be, but right away, Seth confronts Gunther, the man himself. He hypes up Gunther and says, hey, you know what? I respect you, man. I like what you did with the World Heavyweight title. I respect you. I really do, As well as Gunther clapped back and said, you know what? Cut the shit. Like, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. I know you know what you're up to. And afterwards, Seth changes tune and says, you know what, man? I thought I respect you, but I don't. But I respect you enough to tell you that if somehow you do get your hands back in that World Heavyweight title and beat Jay, you're going to get the same treatment as he would if he stuck to the title. So just remember that. We're going to come after you as well.
So let me ask you, how soon before Seth gets the title?
Not anytime soon. I don't see it happening yet. Might be SummerSlam, because it's going to have to be at a big show. It has to be on a big show. I could see it at SummerSlam, but if it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, I see it by the end of the year for sure. By literally the end of the year, because I know. So they don't have a pay-per-view in December. For some reason, they're scared to have any pay-per-views.
I think it's just to get the people a break, though, dude.
That, and it's just like
because they give them 2 weeks in December, like towards the end of December, like Christmas and New Year, like they just have it completely off.
But now they picked up Saturday night's main event, where Cena's going to have his final match.
Yeah,
on there, and it's been rumors going to be called, after Cena, like Ruthless Aggression or the Final Dance or something like that. I could see it there to boost up ratings. Yeah. But if it doesn't happen in the SummerSlam, I can see it happening in the end of the year. He'll go into it before Mania. That's for sure. Who is he going to go against? I feel like it's going to have to be Jay. I don't see Gunther.
I honestly, dude, I hope that if they have Gunther lose against Jay at Money in the Bank, it's via disqualification. This way you're protecting Gunther. And you're protecting everything that he's done. If you make him lose the same way, it's like you're not doing anything to the Gunther character, and it's not looking good for him at all.
But what if you have a badass match, a banger, that goes like for a couple of minutes, back and forth?
I'm sorry, keep going.
And then it's like near fall after near fall after near fall after near fall, to the point where it's like another, and I get it, Gunther's still losing, but this one was a lot more respectful than him tapping out right away, where he even shakes Jay's hands like, all right, you got me. You are really the champ. From all that time where Gunther beat the crap out of Jay many fucking times in a row, It could be disqualification, and it could be right out, flat out,
So I see your point of view.
Yeah.
I 100% see your point of view, but it's like, so going back to kind of what I was saying earlier, you're not helping Gunther at all with another loss that way. Here's why. So you're supposed to make this man a huge monster. As he's walking down, all the accolades, only lost twice in his whole career in WWE, blah blah blah, this and that. Like you made this man literally almost Goldberg-esque kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many days did he have a title for? For NXT, held the Intercontinental for how many days? And it's like, so you had the big one and you hit. So there's that. But here's my thing though. Then you had a redemption match against Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, we were expecting you to literally squash a dude and walk away. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand Pat McAfee is a phenomenal performer, and Pat McAfee's put on some pretty sweet matches. I'm not saying they're 5-star, 3-star, or anything, but he's put on the show. But it's like you're supposed to be a monster, and all of a sudden, a announcer is able to hold his own with you.
It wasn't just an announcer. He's a football player, podcaster, and he had Michael Cole with him as well.
Cheering him on.
No, he was there grabbing him by the legs. He grabbed Gunther, trying to help him out, man. Like, I get it.
So it's like, that's my thing. It's like, you've built him for so long to destroy him in 2 matches.
But that's the thing. Via disqualification, that means either Gunther disqualifies himself, but also makes him look like, for what, though? Like, why would he disqualify himself?
What about if it's not him? What about if it's Seth? Paul Heyman's guys.
And then at that point, then you're telling me that Gunther will team up with Jay against, those guys for a bit.
You protect the whole rivalry, and you're letting Seth keep building himself up.
But at that point, he's going to have to go after Braun, and then we're at that point where who goes over?
Yeah.
And that's even a tougher battle.
Well, right now, Braun he's still at the age where he's still, a little bit younger. Let him kind of still cook.
Yeah, I think they're trying to build him up as the next Batista, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of options there, and I guess it'll be interesting to see. That's one match. It's tough to call. I don't think Gunther's going to win it. I think Jay still walks out.
Oh, yeah, he's still going to win.
Jay sells merchandise. Jay's going to be all the way into SummerSlam for sure as champion. So it'll be interesting to see there how that develops. So as well as this one, so we got Rhea coming out. We have the returning old man's favorite,
Kairi Sane. Okay. Yep, Kairi Sane.
Yep.
Kairi Sane, sorry.
Kairi Sane. Yeah.
Kairi Sane.
He
said it for so long, Kairi Sane. That's why I just think, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane finally returns to WWE. It's good to see her. She looks great. And then as well as Zoe Stark's triple threat qualifier match, 3 women in the ring. This is the second qualifier of the night. They go at it. Unfortunately, Zoe Starks, and I saw this in real time, Zoe Starks went for a missile drop kick from the top rope. I don't know what exactly happened. I want to say that Zayn was too far out, and she still tried to reach for it, and she landed on her foot, one foot down, and the other foot kicked her. But when I think it landed, it bended awkwardly, and so she re-injured herself because she already had a previous injury in the same spot. So right away, the doctors came in, and the announcer says she is legit injured, and they cut to commercials. They came back from commercials, and they became a singles match from there on. Rhea versus Zayn. Zoe Starks is out, and I guess it was confirmed that she did suffer an injury, and she did land awkwardly through that. So fortunately, she's going to be out for a while. Speedy recovery. Hope for the best.
Wish her the best.
So at this point, we have Zayn versus Rhea Ripley go at it. To the point where Rhea Ripley does the Riptide and picks up the win and now qualifies as Money in the Bank. So now we have Rhea and we have
Roxanne
Perez, both in the Money in the Bank. So far we got 2 women in there. Not bad.
Okay. It's not a bad. Them 2 alone. It's not a bad little match right there.
Roxanne Perez is still my favorite. I'm gonna have to say still. I don't care who else goes in. It's Roxanne Perez. That's it. I'm sorry. Number 1, sneak in, grab it as short as she could be. Bam. Pulls out the win when no one's looking.
Gets the biggest ladder.
Yep. Biggest ladder, biggest moment of her career at
the
that
moment.
point.
Yeah, at the moment.
At the moment. So we already got 2 qualifiers of the nights. Any thoughts on this?
I like it, dude. I mean, I again really wish Zoe starts a speedy recovery. Hopefully she's okay. And I'm actually liking the match, dude. I like the Money in the Bank so far. The way it's going, it's not a bad lookup.
It's not a bad one. We did get a little quick promo of Rusev cutting a promo on Tozawa's. That match is official. And I feel bad for Tozawa because Otis is out. We already seen what Rusev did to that man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tozawa, if you really want to get it, hey, more power to you, brother. I don't think you stand a fighting chance against this fucking beast.
Maybe he does the ruffle shuffle when he wins.
It's a long shot, man. Anything could happen. But
you know what, man? To quote James Ellsworth, any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
Ain't wrong. Hey, never know. Miracles does happen.
Yep.
So the next segment, we have a Judgment Day segment where Finn says, you know what, guys? I've been thinking. Dom, you was right. We need more members, more people around here. Well, let me introduce you to Roxanne Perez. She comes out. She meets the Judgment Day. Right away, Raquel is pissed off.
Yeah.
There's a little history there, if you guys don't know, from NXT. And right away, also, Dom's kind of worried, like, hey, shouldn't we talk with Liv Morgan? They're like, no. This is good for us.
You know, she's not here. She's always needed someone to back her up.
Yep, like we have each other as men, but Raquel and Liv, they got nobody. So here we go,
Yeah.
She's not an official member, but she's like our backup if we need it.
Just a backup to the backup.
Yep. And she brought us presents, and right away she brought
tendies.
Yep, tendies to Dom, as well as apples to Carlitos. And right away, Raquel got mad, knocked out the apple, and says, "You brought our gifts. You could leave now." So, with this being said, tensions are rising even higher now. Now that Finn has bought his backup.
The thing that cracks me up, though, if you look at it, he looks like kind of like a mischievous child,
Mm-hmm.
He grew up that way, so we both know how it is with that smile. Like, I did what I had to do.
Yeah, like I'm getting mine's in pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think it's as easy as people think turning here. Like, there's going to be a lot more.
You got to really build up a storyline because you have to leave the storyline after the turn.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I do. I feel like Dom's going to get screwed. I'm going to say it now. I think he's going to get screwed because people have seen Finn for a while saying, oh, he's going to get kicked out. I don't see it, man. I feel like Finn is going to play something smart here. He's going to keep all of his members and kick out basically Dom in the end because you already seen that Roxanne brought him nuggies. What's going to happen when Liv comes back and sees that stuff?
Well, she's going to bring it up and be like, why did she give you nuggies?
Yep, she's going to get mad. She's going to get angry. She's going to get jealous and going to cause some tensions where eventually Liv might just leave Dom. And if Liv leaves Dom, Raquel follows, and then Dom's all alone. And when he's alone, he's more vulnerable to an attack. That's my theory. I don't know. Personal opinion. I don't see Finn getting kicked out. I see Finn surviving it and basically taking back, Judgment Day as his own or whatever he's going to call it right after. Who knows?
Balor Club.
Could be Balor Club. Could be something else. I mean, could be something new, But your personal opinions, how do you like this?
Dude, I actually like it. Again, I'm still thinking it's going to be Balor because I don't know if you saw his shirt. 10 years of FB, Finn Balor. So it's like you have another shirt for him that's not Judgment Day, and it's a new one. So I'm still feeling like it's going to be him to get pushed out. Because at this point, it's like, I don't see Dom being a face. I feel like he's a lovable heel. You know what I'm saying? Remember DX? When they were still like the lovable heels?
But he's been getting cheered, though.
They were getting cheered, too. I'm telling you, dude, dude, I remember so many times, where it's like you're supposed to be a heel.
Yeah.
But yet you were still getting cheered because you're the lovable heel.
But Finn doesn't get cheered, though. He hasn't got cheered in a long time. That's the issue.
I'm just saying it because I'm seeing from the internet wrestling community, a lot of people are saying we want Demon King back.
Everybody wants, but it ain't what they want. It's what WWE's gonna give you.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't have to give you anything. I mean, to put it this way, we want the Demon King realistic. That character's dead. That character got buried so many times, unfortunately. I don't think Finn really wants to bring that back.
Well, he just said himself, he was like, the face paint takes too long. Like, the paint itself just takes too long.
It does. I mean, dude, that is not easy. I
he does it himself.
Exactly. And it's not easy. I don't think he really wants it. Us fans, we like nostalgia, but it just doesn't happen all the time. And I don't see Finn turning face and getting cheered. I could see Dom getting cheered even more at this point. I see Dom getting kicked out. I see Dom as a face. I see Finn staying as a heel. He's a better heel than he is a face, honestly. I never really liked face Balor. It was just kind of plain. But heel Balor, throughout the years, when he started the Bullet Club, was just gold all the time. Personally, I don't know, but that's just my theory. I see what you mean. I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem appealing anymore to see Balor as a face, because for years when he was a face, yeah, he was getting cheered on when they first brought him in, but it's just like
since the injury,
and then it's just like it kind of lost its aura, and he never did anything really. He just kept being the same guy. But heel is kind of like he's a little bit more smart. He's a little bit more trickster, he's creative. I mean, look what he's doing right now, causing the pot to get stirred.
Literally.
Yeah, and I mean, bringing Roxanne into it, it's kind of nice. I kind of like to see where they're going to go with this, actually. And as far as the breakup, I still think that's a long way to go, it looks like, at this point.
I just think that when Dom leaves, that's when the breakup's going to happen.
Could be. But at that point, Jay Uso makes his entrance. You already know the next match will be Jay versus Braun. The main event is here tonight. And we go at it. Little nice back and forth. This match was pretty good. We got some spots where Braun Breaker trying to destroy Jey Uso. It's a little nice back and forth. I can see this running back in the future for a world heavyweight title shot at some point. Not in this year. Not even in maybe next half of the year. Probably by somewhere in the future, like 2 years from now. You guys are the future of WWE, and yeah, I can see them running back, one more time this match, and probably at a bigger pay-per-view and all. Little nice back and forth, but eventually, as all good matches come to an end, especially when it comes to the heels, we have Paul Heyman interfering throughout the match, grabbing Jey Uso by the legs, causing Jay the distraction. Jay had enough. Jay comes out. It's about to kick Paulie's ass. Paulie even takes off his shirt. It's like, I want it. He looks like, obviously, he looks like he's going to try to fight him. But that's where the sneak attack comes in, and Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere and attacks Jey Uso. So now we have a 2-on-1 where Jay is fighting for his life, but getting beat down. But out comes nowhere. We have Sami Zayn comes out. Jay's on the ground. Zayn's about to come into the ring and realizes 2-on-1. All right.
I need a chair.
But then eventually the crowd chants his name, CM Punk, and out comes Mr. Cult of Personality. Comes out, and now the odds are even. They come in, they attack. One attacks Braun, the other one attacks Seth. They take him out of the ring, outside to the crowd. Now we have a fair fight going throughout the crowd. The show is about to end. We saw Jay standing tall, Jay raising his hand. Jay turns around, sucker punch for the 4th time already.
Why was he bleeding?
I don't know. He probably got him good.
No. Why was Logan Paul bleeding?
I don't know.
Because if you look at his smile, he actually had blood in his mouth.
Probably got kicked for real then.
Yeah, because then he's like, you could tell he cleans off the blood, then goes actually wipes his blood, smiles, and you can still see his point. I'm like, dang man, he probably got cut nasty then.
Yeah, he probably got a kick for real. He probably took the kick.
Probably did.
Yeah, to sell it better, you probably took the actual kick.
Well, people were making fun of it, right? Some people were making a meme of it because he was like, yeah, super kicks back then. They were showing Shawn Michaels do multiple super kicks. And it showed that one. It's like you got him right here, right on the arm.
Well, yeah, I mean, super kicks kind of lost its aura throughout the years, unfortunately.
It's because so many people just started doing it for no reason.
Well, so many people do the same type of movesets these days: cutters, super kicks, Germans.
But there's some people who can still do a cutter, still do a German, still do a super kick, and it feels good to see them do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
dude, Chad Gable and Grande Americano too. You know, they could do a good German.
yeah, but when you see it so many times, do you get excited like you used to when you used to see it back
Oh,
then?
no.
Like, oh, damn, Kurt Angle. Oh, so and so, you know?
Actually, I give credit to Dom for that one.
Hmm.
Because Dom even said himself, he was like, dude, I'm not going to do a moonsault through the middle ropes every single time. I'm not going to do a suicide dive through the middle. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to do those kind of movesets all the time because when I do it, it's like, oh, okay, cool, you're doing it again. It's whatever. It's part of your moveset. But when they do it, it's like, man, I remember that part from that match.
Yeah, save it for the bigger PLEs.
Yeah,
You know?
like what he just did against Penta.
Yeah, and that makes more sense. You know, as a wrestler, you want to save your big movesets for the big pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And then you cause less of an injury down the road, you know, because those movesets require more body movements. More body movements require more stress on it. And afterwards, next thing you know, you're out with an injury.
Look at Randy Orton with RKO.
Yeah, look at Rey Mysterio, his father.
Literally.
But it was a nice way to close our Raw. Overall, this Raw was okay.
Like I
Not
said, it was
bad.
good. It wasn't bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was solid. It was like I give it like a 7.
7.5.
I mean, just nothing seemed very like you know, it just seems like another Raw. But obviously, that's the WrestleMania jet lag that we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seemed okay. We did get a couple of good storylines coming out of it with the Judgment Day. And obviously closing out the night with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Sami Zayn and CM Punk, since they're going to face each other at Saturday night's main event. I mean, like I said, I see Seth. Oh, by the way, so we talked about this last time. I do still stick with Seth and Braun. It's been confirmed there are no plans for CM Punk and John Cena to face the Money in the Bank. That was a tease out there by CM Punk, but I guess a lot of WWE writers have said no, there is no plans. It it doesn't make sense right now because obviously you have a feud going on, and where fans want it, it's just not where the direction heads to. I guess they kind of already declined these rumors.
Okay.
So with that being said, with that part of that tag team, do you still think Punk and Zayn's gonna win, or you think? With that being said, you think Braun and Seth's going to win?
I think Braun and Seth's going to win because they're going to get the third member.
Either third member or, they'll find a way like always, even with Paul being there. Because I don't know if they'll have anybody on their side.
They're going to find a third member before Money in the Bank. I can tell you that right now, yeah.
I mean,
because if you think about it, dude, they've been saying like the numbers game for too long. It's like, oh yeah, because of the numbers game. Look at Jey Uso now has somebody for the numbers game. And now these guys are here to like settle the numbers game. So it's like there's a tease there that there's a third member coming. And I feel like that's why you haven't really seen like this week. You didn't see Seth really wrestle or anything. It's more like I'm just right now in the back. I'm hunting who's gonna be my third guy.
Or what if we never even get a third guy like we did with The Rock and Cena?
I mean, they had Travis Scott.
I don't count him. That was just a fucking celebrity. But yeah, we're gonna go with Seth and Braun regardless. Even I'll still put Paul Heyman to interfere there and cost CM Punk and Zayn the tag team match, as well as the World Heavyweight title on the line. We do have Jay versus Logan. Jay retains. Does Jay win clean?
Nah, I think there's gonna be some interference. I feel like there's gonna be like a mini WrestleMania bloodline of the bloodline rules.
I think someone tries to interfere. Jay still wins. I think Jay wins clean on this one. I don't think it goes to no contest or disqualification. I think Jay picks up a clean win. I think he needs it.
He does.
Because since he won the title, he hasn't really had a clean win.
No.
So I think he does beat Logan fair and square. That's a clean win. There's other matches on that. I'm going to skip those and go off to John Cena versus childhood, fan. The guy they calls his hero. R-Truth. I think recently John Cena says, how can he be, how can I be his fucking childhood hero when the guy's 150 fucking years old, So this match, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it.
It's gonna be for fun. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I'm not just a big fan. I kind of think of a waste, but then again, that's been the Cena's farewell tour. It's kind of a waste lately, but that's the whole point. I feel like Cena wants it to be like, I don't fuck you fans. I don't want to give you anything. To me, if it was like this, if they could have built this a lot better. And that being said, you know, you have R-Truth take the FU. You should have brought him on Raw right away. Cut a promo on why he's mad. Bring him that heel side R-Truth, the one that was smoking a cigar, the one that was badass on Raw years ago.
Yeah.
Should have brought that motherfucker back and be like, you know what? That's it. I'm done with this comedic effect. Should have had him turn heel. And that would have made a little bit more sense. Like, my child hero wants to turn heel. I can fucking turn heel too. Turn him into a badass. You know, squash. Had him squash a couple of guys. Could have been Tozawa, whatever, anybody. Any fucking body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But make him look heel, make him look strong, make him mimic Cena. And it would have been a little bit more entertaining. But since then, where the fuck has he been?
He was on SmackDown. He did an interview with Wade Barrett.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's it though. Like, where has he really
he's
been?
53 years old, bro.
Yeah, but he was wrestling before then.
I know, but right now it's like you don't want to risk an injury because one is 48, the other one's 53.
But it's still lackluster, man. It's just this whole.
Well, again, Saturday night's main event, like for what it was, like right. If you look at it right now, there was no build up to this event.
Well,
they're looking past this event and already into Money in the Bank.
Well, there is still more build up with Jay and Logan at least, and Braun and Seth. Then you can't say it's not
build up. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like, so you and I have been watching the product for multiple years. And you and I both know when they're invested in something, you see a piece for everybody. You see, like, when they're invested in an event, they're giving you everything. Dude, it's like a blackjack dealer giving you 21 the whole time. When they're not invested, though, you get it. Meh.
There's still not an excuse for giving us chicken shit, basically, with Cena's farewell tour, though, lately. That is the biggest gripe that we just been having. It's just this whole farewell tour. Like, I was a big component of Cena turning heel. After that moment, dog shit. It looks like they do not know what to do with this at all. Randy Orton versus Cena match, the ending was lackluster. It felt like something was missing. It felt like it feels like they have no directions. It felt like there was supposed to be a plan,
but there wasn't a plan.
But The Rock maybe getting out of the whole thing, whatever there is, that backstage conflict messed up a lot of shit. And it looks like they don't know what they're doing. It looks like it to me, it's just like it's wasting Cena's last couple of fucking weeks. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could have had this build up a lot better.
Yeah.
Even in 2 weeks. But it just seems like I don't know, man. It just seems like another fail in my eyes. Like,
I feel like this is gonna be just one of those, like, if you watched it, cool. If you didn't, cool. Like, it's one of those pay-per-views, like, or PLEs that you don't really care about.
Well, it's a Saturday night's main event, but dude, it's Cena's farewell tour, man.
Again, yeah, I get you where you're coming with that, but I'm saying though, like, as a Saturday main event, it's not the same as it was when they came out like once a year. Like, it felt special. This just doesn't.
It doesn't because they don't. That's the issue, though, bro. You can't excuse it because you're charging fans hundreds of dollars to sit at the bleachers. Yeah. That's my biggest gripe, is that they're telling us to shut the fuck up, don't criticize us, enjoy the show. That's what The Rock said, as well as Triple H says, I don't care what the internet has to say about us. You know, we're doing our thing. Well, yeah, but at the same time, you're serving us shit and charging us $100 and something for the fucking nosebleeds up there.
Thinking it's chicken salad.
Yeah, like, no, get the fuck out of here. I call it what it is. Lackluster, no build up. We know he's gonna get squashed. I mean, dude, they're gonna have to pull a rabbit up out of their fucking hats and stuff for this match, because
maybe he doesn't.
I mean, it'll be surprising.
I mean, remember when Sami Zayn was wrestling Roman Reigns for that match? We all thought Sami was going to get squashed. And I got actually invested into that match towards the end of it. I was like, come on, Sami, let's go, Sami, dude. I was actually like, screaming my head off. I'm like, Sami, come on. Knowing he was going to lose, but it turned around. Hell, I just brought up a good match not too long ago. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. we're expecting Pat to just literally get squashed.
I kind of said that Pat was gonna throw a lot of offense there. I didn't think it was a squash. Just
I thought it was gonna be like, so you know what they used to do, right? You remember those old times where it's like you have the guy come in and cool, the monster comes in, beats him up for X amount of time. Little guy gets 5 minutes, 10 minutes of offense where he looks strong, and then all of a sudden, cool. We're back to where we were at. Let me bring you down a peg.
I already put Pat McAfee in there because he had a lot of good matches with Adam Cole, who was really, high flying, high stamina out there, as well as like every other match that he has. The guy is good. Look, I hope that's the case, man. I hope R-Truth comes in, shows us wrong. I don't think so. I feel like this is the one match that Cena's actually going to look strong finally this year.
To me, he looks strong against Cody.
I don't know.
To me, he actually did look strong against Cody, and that's because again, we're used to seeing. So, as a lot of fans want to see is like when you're a heel and you're a strong heel, it's like you just run through everybody. But if you look at it, dude, he kind of did run through Cody. Even if the end was lackluster as all hell, with the low blow and then the title shot. Don't get me wrong, I'm sitting here saying it was a great ending, but if you look at it, Cody didn't get much offense that match.
I don't think it made him look strong. It made Cody look like an idiot. Because Cody just looked like, don't hit me, please. Okay. Doink. Like, and then bam, hits him with the belt.
But again, though, you're talking about one moment. Look at the whole match. The whole match, Cena wrestled. Cena basically out-wrestled the wrestler.
I don't think he out-wrestled, dude. He was very slow in the ring, though, man.
He was methodical, dude. Again, he was methodical. He's not what we're used to. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. You're like, take a step back, watch the match again. The way I watched it, you're gonna see, like, okay, cool. He's doing things we're not used to. We're not used to him doing the double axe handle. We're not used to him doing a stomp on the foot, stomp on the hand, stomp on the head, stomp on the hand, stomp on the foot, and just literally slowly picking them apart here and there. Like, we're used to a Cena where it's like more brute, more aggressive, more in your face. This one was more keep it calm, keep it really chill, just wrestle. You want to be a wrestler? You said I'm not a wrestler? Fine then. I'll show you I can be a wrestler.
I'm gonna have to disagree, bro. That match was just very. I was there live too, man. It was just like we were invested, but we were also like, what the fuck just happened?
I just feel like when you have a bad ending, it sours the whole match.
I guess, but you could tell he's just not. He's very slow though. Like his matches are just not the same.
He's been slow.
No, he was never slow like that.
Don't you remember him against Austin Theory? Against freaking Solo Sikoa?
They were not as bad.
Are you serious, my brother? Come on. Cena look like a deflated beach ball against Austin Theory.
He wasn't as bad as Cody, though. No, Cody was. I was there, bro, and I watched the replay.
Yeah, I get you 100%. Yeah. What I'm trying to tell you, though, dude, it's like you can't expect a man who's nearly 50, who doesn't do this full time anymore, who doesn't train for this full time anymore, technically takes this as a part-time gig and basically doing this little tours like, look, guys, I technically cleared my whole schedule because I want at least one good run. You're looking at Kurt Angle.
But I'm telling you, bro, it's still not an excuse to sell merchandise, to sell tickets up the ass.
It's not their fault. It's ours because we keep buying into this shit. That's it. It's our fault.
But
look at this and look at that. Plain and simple. We're still buying into it.
But yet we have a right to criticize. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not saying here you don't. What I'm also trying to tell you, though, is look at it like this. Yes, we can criticize. Yes, we can call it bullshit. Yes, we can say whatever it is. We can sit here and look at both sides of the spectrum, but at the same time, look at it one way and one way only. The reason why they're still doing what we're doing, because we still buy into it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is the point is that I'm criticizing because it's just been dog shit, man. I get that what you're saying. I just don't buy into it just because it's very bad, man. It's just like I have not since the whole Rock angle, I have not found the appeal of it. It's nice to see him win the 17 title. That I give it to. His moment.
He cried.
But after his moment, though, there's nothing that you're going to remember it by. The Orton and Cena match, you're not going to say, damn, I remember that match. You're really not, man. That's not one of those things.
Because, okay, so the way I see it like this is they didn't want another Roman. So they didn't want Cena to win 17 and then take off 3 months, wrestle again, take off 2 months, wrestle again, take off a month and a half, and wrestle again. That's like, look, dude, we want you to win the 17, but stay full time, have a couple matches, win your couple matches. Doesn't matter how you look, because people are still going to cheer you on because you're doing something that's so different. And heck, we still do it.
Man, we do it because we have to.
I mean, you can also do the other thing.
What other thing?
Turn it off and walk away.
We do it
I'm just
because we
saying.
have to. We do it for them because we have the right to. That's what I'm saying. We have the right to criticize it when it's bad, bro. That's what I'm saying. We do it because we have to. And what I say is it's still lackluster. I get your point, but I'm still saying it's lackluster no matter what. It doesn't seem like they know what direction they're going with this anymore.
They haven't for a while with a lot of people.
Yeah, but mostly with him, though.
What were you planning to do with the almost 50-year-old part-timer?
There's many ways that you could have done this better.
Who wants to be a full-timer?
Cena?
Yeah.
Cena does not want to be a full-timer.
Well, you technically made him a full-timer for this last run.
Well, he doesn't show up for Raw every week. That's what I'm saying. He's not a full-timer. He's
full-time, part-time.
It's more of a part-timer.
It's more like when you sit there and say, instead of working 40 hours, I'm working 35.
Okay, but put it this way. The Rock last year, the whole bloodline, he was not a full-timer either. He was a Cena thing. Guess what The Rock did? Went on social media, made videos at home, cut promos.
Yeah.
Cena's a better promo cutter, yet we haven't gotten any.
Because Cena's just not that invested into it, dude. That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm telling you, dude. He's a part-timer. He just doesn't care about it. He's not invested into the story, and it shows.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just that it's still dog shit. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, bro, but it's just dog shit still. It's like the guy's not invested, and it makes you think. In the end of the day, it's like this whole run. Where's it gonna lead to in the end?
Cody coming back in December, Saturday main events. Coming back before that, but building up to it.
Predictability then.
Yeah, winning the title and then getting rid of the old one, telling him walk away with that shit, you're done. And then in the end, I'm bringing back either the wing title or someone else, or a different title.
I don't think they'll bring another title because that title has just recently been introduced. And their track record is keep it about 4 to 5 years because they still, they produce a massive effect of titles. So they're gonna keep this one for at least another 2 to 3 years. I don't. Only
thing that they changed was the color, bro.
Yeah, put up a new title. That's the thing. It's still because we thought that was gonna happen last year. It didn't. I don't think they're gonna reintroduce a retro title for a big belt like that. The reason why is because all their big belts always have their big ass logo, and in the wing eagle you have an eagle.
Yeah, the WWE right there is small.
Small though. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the commercial effect. I mean, think about it too. That's why they also got rid of the classic Intercontinental title recently and introduced this version of it, which I'm not a big fan of. As well as all these other titles that have their big ass, dumbass logo. I wish they go back to those days where they actually created a good title. But those days are done, man. They just slapped their whole logo on everything and call it a day. I don't see them ever returning into those styles ever again. I'll
tell you last thing though. Tell you this last one. I feel like you could go with that last match one of two ways. Cody comes back trying to redeem it. He loses it. Cena walks away. Now you have a vacant title. That's one way. Or the other way, Cody comes back, beats Cena.
I'll give you the better version. Cody comes back, turns heel finally.
Cody's not going to turn heel that fast, dude.
Never say never, because The Rock did say one thing. It's going to happen. That could be foreshadowing. You never know. And I get it. He's not going to do it. But when you least suspect it, turn against the guy that low blowed you and embarrassed you in front of millions, embarrass him back. What a great story would that be? You know what? I'm taking you out. You're done. Bam.
But that wouldn't turn him heel. That'd just be like everyone cheering him like, okay, cool, you got him back.
Well, everybody cheered Cena too when he fucking won 17. That doesn't matter. There's no such thing as the.
When he turned heel, everyone cheered him too. That's what I'm telling you. Like,
But it's going to turn him heel regardless in the eyes of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's to me a better storyline. If you're going to go with predictability, go with predictability. Go with the shock factor. Now we're going too much into the deep end, though. We're going
on the wrong rabbit hole.
Yeah. And another rabbit hole we're trying to get to, and is this. So TBS is actually very happy about Spring Break's AEW Dynamite Edition episode.
Okay.
Did very well numbers. I think it ranked number 3 overall that day in TV ratings. So congrats to them. But we had another issue this week with Collusion. So apparently Collusion got cut off 30 minutes earlier.
Well, that's why they're making fun of it. Okay.
Yeah, for the movie Black Adam. So they right away cut off 30 minutes of it just to put in Black Adam. So, you know, say what you say, but yeah, it's unfortunate for Collusion. That sucks, actually. Imagine that. You still got 30 minutes to go, and bam, Black Adam, one of the Rock's worst fucking films, comes on.
That shit has been made for TV.
I mean, I don't know, man, but yeah, you never know. Maybe The Rock had some power there, you know, even in Warner Brothers.
Probably does. Probably does.
That's it's like, oh damn, man, you almost had it. You had a good week, and then this shit happens. As well as there's been some controversy, and that is with Sabu. I don't know if you saw this interview with Joey Janela, where Sabu's last match in GCW, I think it was April 18. I know it was during WrestleMania weekend. It was in Las Vegas, the GCW show, and he wrestled there, and everybody's saying he looked like shit. He didn't look good. He looked slow. So the story goes that Joey Janela said that he was out of it before the start of the show, that, you know, he was just out. Like, he couldn't really move. He was in pain and all this. And they told him, you know what, just get him here. Get him here. We're gonna help him. Get him here. Just get him here. So he told his team to get him there. And once they got him there, they gave him that fucking drug called Kratom. I think that's what it's called, Kratom. Now, yes, you could find this drug in any CBD place, but I guess they gave him a good amount where this guy was able to move around finally, because he was over there hopping and limping, and then eventually he was able to move somewhat better. So, yeah, that got him through the match. He wrestled, but he looked like shit. At some point, it did look like Sabu was knocked out cold until the Sandman came in, you know, brought him some time, obviously, because the man was out cold. So they're like, all right, shit, dude, get in there. Buy him some time because he's out for real. And I guess they gave him power to finish up the match, and he did. But the whole backlash is that someone said on X or whatever, it's like, you know, shame on GCW, you know, for caring more about the 2,000 fucking fans that were there instead of their help of their wrestlers. Because people are saying that Sabu really had no place to be, you know, wrestling that night if he couldn't even fucking move, period. So, you know, yes, because this drug I think it's technically legal, but it's like, it's still strong enough to get you numb in a way. And they didn't give a shit about this guy. And obviously it showed he was slow. He did get knocked out. And I think he did went on
because his head when it hit the concrete.
And he did went on the podcast, I think, like the next day, and said, yeah, I was knocked out cold.
He said he was like, I was knocked out cold, so Sandman's music came on, then I came back to life.
Yep. And like, I get it. It was also Sabu's idea, but man, dude, like, that's the issue with wrestlers. Some wrestlers just not know when to call it quits.
I think it's money, bro.
It could be money, but I think a lot of it is also the passion that some wrestlers just don't know when to call it quits.
Take Ric fucking Flair.
Ric Flair comes to mind. I mean, there's a lot of
Mankind,
people. Mick Foley, but I think he's kind of.
Well, no, I mean, he didn't have to do the last match with Edge.
Nah, but he
didn't have to do the match with Flair.
Yeah, but now thankfully he's calmed down. There's a couple of guys. Undertaker.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but he had his last match. I mean, the only one that could come to mind right after he did was that shitty ass match. But I think that was because he was doing a favor for Dubai, whatever.
Nah, they paid him a good amount of money.
That's why they were doing
like, "On to the match. We'll pay you this much." All right, I'm in.
Yeah. Well, he was doing the favor because those guys are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of influence.
Literally.
Yeah, but there's just like some guys that don't know when to call it quits. I think Sabu was one of them. I don't think Sabu really needed the money because he was still doing greeted meets. So put it this way. This was supposed to be Sabu's last match. And this was supposed to be Sabu's last match. It was. But
Actually, God rest
I
his soul.
think in that podcast he said, "Oh yeah, you just had your last, official match." And he was like, "No, I had my last match, but not official." So he was saying is, "I want one more." And I guess the rumor was it that he wanted one more match in a no rope, all barbed wire match against Rob Van Dam. Don't know if that's confirmed by Rob, if Rob even knew about that, but that was the rumor. If Rob even would have went with it. Some guys don't know how to call it quits, but as a promoter too, man, you should step in. Joey Janela tried to defend himself from that fans that says no, his team gave him the Kraton, whatever the fucking drug is. It wasn't us. It was his team idea. I feel like they're covering up.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
have to know what's being taken in.
What do you think? Like, who's at fault, or what do you think could have been done here to prevent all this?
Don't call Sabu. That would have prevented 100% of it. Don't call Sabu.
They could have I don't think they wouldn't be able to reschedule it because it was last minute. They could have threw in someone else in there. I mean, hell, if the Sandman was there, I'm sure he would have fucking wrestled for fucking Sabu. Don't call up Sabu. Have someone fill in the fucking blank. Pay someone a better amount to fill in that
whatever you're
blank.
gonna pay Sabu.
But they were worried more about making that appearance for those 2,000 fans than.
Well, it's because it's like we've been there. Where I mean, you were there. Where it's like if you don't have someone else you're expecting, and you're expecting Sabu, all of a sudden you get, for example, Tajiri. You're not hyped.
You're not hyped. You'll probably be pissed. But if I feel like, put it this way, and I get what you're saying. I do. I guess like GCW has a lot of hardcore fans. You're a loyalist, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like at that point, I think they would understand if you would go out there and be like, due to health issues and Sabu's not in good shape right now, we cannot let him wrestle. Maybe there'll be some idiots booing, but I feel like a lot of the hardcore fans are going to be like, shit, hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put in, someone else, man. Someone bigger, not bigger, but someone just as big.
Sandman, if he was still there.
Sandman, fuck, maybe RVD would have done it. He was in town that day too, Could have had someone else, unfortunately. So here's the thing too. We're not going to know the cause of death yet. And there's a lot of issues. As RVD's podcast, he had a tribute to Sabu recently with Taz and all of them. And he did spread out some facts that it's not going to be easy to get his autopsy. And the reason why is that Sabu is still technically married to his, you won't really say ex-wife because they're still technically married, but they separated a while back where his wife ended up going back to Japan. And now his wife is technically his wife, doesn't want anything to do with this whole incident of his death. She doesn't want to sign the papers and all this, which is going to require time and all this. She doesn't want anything to do with it. I think RVD's not mad at her. She's like, that woman stuck by him in all the tough times, and I don't blame her, I don't know when we're going to see the autopsy. It's unfortunate. I don't think there's ever been any case of foul play, but it's just kind of sad that this whole thing could have been prevented. One, I guess in the end, he did went out on his own terms. Autopsy wise, it's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of the world. Any thoughts on that?
It sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's gotta be a limit where you're like, as a promoter yourself, no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, you go to work and your boss looks at you and they see you, you're destroyed. No.
But you have some jobs to do then, unfortunately.
Yeah, but then at the end, it's like when they get reprimanded later on, it's like, all right, cool. Like it has a chain effect. There's a domino effect. But then there's, like I said, there's jobs where they look at you, they're like, dude, yeah, you can't go home.
Yeah, and that's really the unfortunate part of all that. It's just that could have been prevented, man. I mean, dude, honestly, that still hurts though, man. The Sabu effect of him leaving, us from the world is still hurting to this day. I mean,
there's a lot of people still crying about it.
Yeah, still having tributes. They had one on Dynamite recently, as well as Steve Mongol.
Yeah,
when Ric Flair came out, that was surprising too. Yeah, the 21-time champion.
I'm done. I'm
You know why, right?
I'm just not even gonna argue it or fight it. Flair, you're the Infinity fucking Time Champion. You're
They never counted his 5 NWA titles. They don't count NWA titles apparently in WWE. It's shocking.
Then why did he go with the narrative all the time? And even after he left,
They were paying him, man.
Oh, okay.
They were paying him, but if you count those NWA titles, 21 times, man. I think
you're the Thanos of wrestling, Ric Flair. Done. I'm done with him, dude. I'm done with him.
AEW even acknowledged it, I think.
That's again.
Hey,
you're the Thanos, dude. Snap your finger.
21 times, man. I'm agreeing with Flair.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, you know what? You're Ric Flair. 22 times because you're fucking Ric Flair. 23 because you're the Nature Boy.
That's a goat, man.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Any other final thoughts tonight?
Nah, I honestly, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for Money in the Bank. I'll watch Saturday night's main event. I'm gonna watch it actually. I'll talk about it, but we'll go forward from there.
Yeah, I mean, we gave out 3 predictions for those matches. Really, that's just where's it at? I mean, it's just another.
There's other matches, right?
There's more. I think there's like 2 more. I think I want to say.
I'll see them.
Yeah, it's only like 5 matches per these type of events lately, so it should be 2 more or 1 more at least. I highly doubt it's going to be a 2-hour show. If it's 2 hours, it has to be at least 1 more match, plus segments, plus commercials, lots of commercials. They got to sell merch, that's for sure.
15 hours ago. Hold on, I'll see the match card right now. John Cena, Truth. Oh, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That should be a good match.
Yeah.
Any stipulation?
Steel cage.
Oh damn.
It's not the same as it was before. We used to climb out. Like I hate that now.
Hey, what if they brought in this blue steel cage?
If it's Saturday night's main event and you have the old stipulation, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what cage it is, the blue one, the non-blue one, the old the one from the 90s, the one which was like it didn't even have the top, which was like there you go climbing all that stuff. Go ahead. But if it's where you have the capability to just pin and submit your opponent, like then why steel cage? Honestly, why? And then Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. And
you know,
that's really it.
That's funny where you mentioned that because I don't know if you watched Dynamite last week where John Moxley and Samoa Joe went at it. And at some point, Samoa Joe was going to make him tap, but Moxley reached the ropes. And somehow it was a rope break in a steel cage match. And we're all just like, what the fuck just happened? You know, but yet you count that as a rope break, but you allowed. I mean, there's a lot of shit. I don't know. Yeah. These days with these cage matches, there's just a lot of issues going on.
Hell in a Cell as well. So that's what I'm like, I will say.
Yeah. I don't understand this shit. But no, I mean, that should still be a good match, regardless. These 2 guys always give out good chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But that's been your show, man. Closing it out. Oh, yeah. Dig it. Next time, guys.